A 20-year-old on the San Antonio Spurs just did something Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, and Tony Parker never did this young. Not once. And he's not even a starter. He comes off the bench. His name is Dylan Harper, and through 2 finals games, he has quietly etched himself into a record that stood for decades. Let me show you just how rare what he's doing actually is. Set the table. Harper is 20 years old, 6'5", a rookie out of Rutgers, playing real minutes off San Antonio's bench in the NBA Finals. His team is down 2-0, so this isn't a victory lap. It's a what on earth are we watching from a kid this age? Because the age math is genuinely historic. This is Game is Culture. Real quick before we dig in, if you like breakdowns that actually show the math instead of just yelling takes at you, go hit subscribe. It's free and it genuinely helps, so click it. Start with the record itself, because it's the whole story. Dylan Harper is the youngest player in NBA history to score 15 points in a finals game. He did it in Game 1 at 20 years and 93 days old. Then he did it again in Game 2, which means the 2 youngest 15-point finals games ever recorded both belong to him, 2 days apart, this week. Not Magic, not Kobe, him. 20 years, 93 days. That's the number that now sits at the top of a leaderboard going back to the 1940s. To even be in this conversation, you have to be a generational prospect who reaches the finals almost immediately. Harper isn't in the conversation. He's at the front of it. And it wasn't a fluke stat line. In his 2 finals games, he's averaging 15.5 points, 7 rebounds, and a couple assists. Off the bench, against the best defense left standing. For a 20-year-old in his first finals, that's not just showing up, that's producing. Now look at the company he just leapfrogged. Here's the youngest club. Daryl Dawkins in 1977, Magic Johnson in 1980, who at 20 also dropped 42 in the clincher. Kobe Bryant in 2000, Tony Parker in 2003, Tyler Hero in 2020. Every one of them did it older than Harper just did. He didn't sneak onto this list. He jumped to the top of it. Sit with that list for a second. Magic Johnson, a rookie who won Finals MVP that year. Kobe Bryant, Tony Parker, a future Finals MVP himself. These are the names you reach for when you talk about prodigies who arrived early on the biggest stage. Harper is younger than every single one of them was when they first hit 15 in June. And understand what the Magic comparison really means. In 1980, Magic Johnson was a 20-year-old rookie who won Finals MVP and dropped 42 points in the clinching game. That is the single most famous young finals performance in basketball history, the gold standard for a prodigy on the biggest stage. Harper reached the 15-point finals milestone younger than even Magic did. That's the altitude we're talking about. Put him next to the gold standard, Magic Johnson, 1980, the most famous 20-year-old in finals history. Even Magic was older than Harper is now when he first scored 15 in a finals game, and Magic did it as the starting point guard. Harper is doing it as a reserve, off the bench, before he can legally rent a car in some states. Quick interruption, because how he's scoring is its own story. Hit subscribe if you're enjoying this. I'm not going to beg, but I am going to ask, so hit it, and I'll wait. So how is a 20-year-old getting his points in the finals? Here's every shot he took in Game 2. Watch where the makes glow. Almost all of them are near the rim. 6 of 12 and 0 of 3 from the 3-point line. He's not beating you from deep yet. He's getting downhill, finishing through traffic, drawing fouls. At 20 in the finals, he's already an interior scorer with a plan. And zoom out to the whole playoff run, because this isn't a 2-game hot streak. Across 20 playoff games, Harper is averaging more than 13 a night on 53% shooting, with a true shooting mark north of 60%. A rookie in the playoffs scoring efficiently, that combination barely exists. And he's had nights this run that look nothing like a role player. 27 points against Portland in the first round, a 24-point game against Oklahoma City where he also grabbed 11 rebounds and ripped 7 steals in 47 minutes as a 20-year-old. These aren't garbage time numbers padded against backups. They came in the playoff grinder against the league's best, and he kept showing up. And the winning math backs it up. Over those 20 playoff games, Harper's plus minus is 149. When this 20-year-old is on the floor, San Antonio outscores people by a lot. That's not a stat compiler padding numbers in garbage time. That's a kid who genuinely helps you win. and he saves it for the moments. In Game 2, it was Harper's floater that tied it at 97. Harper's late layup that kept San Antonio alive. Harper's pass that set up the dunk to cut the lead to 1. A 20-year-old made winning play after winning play in the final minutes of a finals game. That's the part you can't fake. Now the honest part, because hype needs a leash. He's a bench rookie on a team that's down 0-2. Youth this good is a promise, not a trophy. And the shot chart showed the clear next step. The 3-point shot. 0 of 3 in Game 2, around 33% for the playoffs. Until that jumper becomes a weapon, defenses will sag off and dare him to prove it. The ceiling is enormous. It isn't reached yet. But step back, and the bigger picture is staggering for San Antonio. Harper is the youngest to ever do this, and his teammate Stephon Castle is also on that same youngest to 15 list. 2 of the youngest final scorers in league history on the same young team that just took the champions to the wire. The Spurs might lose this series. Their future is already winning. So here's the whole video in one fact. The youngest 15-point finals game in the history of the NBA happened this week, and the second youngest happened 2 days later, and both belong to the same 20-year-old coming off the bench. Whatever happens in this series, you are watching the start of something. So I'll leave it with you. Is Dylan Harper just a great young role player having a moment? Or are we watching the first chapter of a franchise cornerstone on the biggest stage there is at 20 years old? History says the name belongs with the legends already. Tell me what you see down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe. We're in a race to 1,000 subscribers, so please join the family.